Okay then, time for another chord to add to your armoury. This will enable you to strum along and sing along to Knocking on Heaven's Door. And the next chord you need to know is an A minor. And it sounds like this. One of my all-time favourite chords. Sounds a bizarre thing to say, but it's a lovely sounding chord and you can do a lot with it as well. Right, okay, so what are we playing here? So starting from the top string downwards, we've got an open top E. I've got my fourth finger on the first fret of the B string, which is the C note. My ring finger is on the second fret of the G string, which is the A note. And my middle finger is on the second fret of the D string, which is the E note. So we have followed by the open A. And as per normal, as we've done right the way through all the other stuff that you've learned, make sure you're in a nice comfortable position, using your thumb as a sort of like a, I suppose, a hammer, sort of a clenching tool on the back of your guitar, so you can get enough pressure on there, but not too much, and then strum downwardly. And there we have the A minor chord. Now, as per before, what we're going to do is make sure that we only use that bottom A string as the first note we strum if we're using a downstroke. Or if you're using an upstroke, try and end on that A note there, the open A. But having said that, because the bottom E string is open as well, and does form part of the chord as per the top E there, it does not matter if you also hit that bottom E string. So the differences would be like this. Just gives a fuller sound, but maybe not quite as clean. So you don't need to worry about that too much. So there is your chord. Now, before we have a little bit of a practice on that chord and a few sort of strumming sessions, I'm just going to tell you how it fits in with the structure of the song. Now, the version we've taken and we've recorded as a backing track is a live version, so it may vary from other versions, but we've deliberately chosen this version because it gives the same chord sequences all the way through the song. And because you have the same chord sequences, it's going to allow you to free your mind up a little bit to put some different type strumming and emphasis on. So you don't have to think too much about, you know, oh, what's coming next, because it should be installed in your brain. And we'll come on to that a little bit later. So really the chords all you need to know, are G, which you've played before, a D, which you've played before, a C, which you've played before, and an A minor, which we've just learned now. And we'll have a little couple strumming sessions in a minute. So the sequence of the songs that a sequence of the chords you need to learn for this song, which are repeated right the way through, and which we'll have a practice through in a minute. It goes G, and then D, and then A minor. And then it repeats that sequence again, but this time it's G and D, and the variant is C. That's simple. G, D, A minor, G, D, C. And that is repeated throughout the whole song, which just goes to show the genius of Bob Dylan. Obviously they're great lyrics, but you know, it's just such a simple song, or simple sounding song, and it's, you know, take a little bit of practice to get it right, but because those chords are simple, you're actually going to be playing a relatively well-known song superbly. So what we need to do now is have a look at the chord changes and have a few strumming patterns and a few chord change practice exercises before we start playing along with the backing track.